right, y'all. Welcome back to Double Coverage. Your co-host, Jaeden, and your host, Logan. We here. We're going to be talking about the NFC and the AFC's records all around. But we're going to start with the NFC.
You hit that imagination.
All right. So the conference we're going to start first with is the NFC North. That's the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings.
Oh my.
So just to start this off, I'm going to say who I have in last place in this division, and that is the Vikings.
I also have the Vikings, but I have them tied with the Bears actually. So
Okay, I have the Vikings going 5-12 this season.
I have the Vikings going 6-11.
6-11. All right.
Yeah.
Who do you have them beating?
Okay, so I have them beating the Bears at home, the Falcons at home, the Panthers at home, the Colts at home, the Commanders at home. And then I only have them winning one away game, and that's against the Saints.
Okay. You have them losing to the Jets?
I do have them losing to the Jets. I actually feel like they're gonna, the Jets are gonna have a comeback year. Slightly. Not much, but slightly.
Hey, let's play that clip from the last episode where he was straight dogging on the goddamn Jets real quick.
Yes, but you gotta remember too, just wait. Yes, they were ass this year, but just wait to see the offseason moves they do, and you're gonna be you're gonna be impressed. I promise.
In third place in the division, I have the Packers going 7-10.
I got the Bears going 6-11.
The reason I have the Packers going 7-10, I think they're gonna split with the Bears 1-1. They're also gonna split with the Vikings 1-1.
Okay.
I have them losing both games to the Lions. They're gonna beat the Panthers. They're gonna lose to the Falcons. They're gonna beat the Dolphins. They're gonna beat the Saints. They're gonna beat the Bucks. They're gonna beat the Jets.
All right.
And then they're going to lose to the Cowboys, Bills, Texans, Rams, and Pats. They have a tough schedule, honestly.
Yeah, they do. So I have the Bears in third. I have them losing both games to the Lions. We'll just start with home and away. So home, a loss to the Lions. Packers loss. Vikings win. Jaguars win. Patriots win. Saints win. Jets win. Lost to the Eagles. Lost to the Bucks. Now for the away, I have them losing to the Falcons, losing to the Bills. That's fucking obvious. There ain't no way they beat them. Panthers a win. Lions a loss. Packers a loss. Dolphins loss. Vikings loss. Seahawks loss. All right, second place.
Second place, I have the Bears at 8-9.
Respectable.
So, again, I have the Packers and the Bears split, both winning their home games. So the Bears are going to win at home. The Packers are going to win at home. I have them beating the Vikings twice, beating the Saints, the Jets, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Dolphins. And then, again, they have a very tough schedule on this side. They got the Eagles, the Jags, the Bucks, the Bills, the Pats, and the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, we're not talking about these teams yet, but I think the Jags are going to do great. That's just a sneak peek, though.
Okay. So
who you got at second?
In my second place, I got the Packers at 10-7. So I have them at home, beating the Bears, losing to the Lions, beating the Vikings, beating the Falcons, losing to the Bills, of course, beating the Panthers, beating the Cowboys, the Texans, and losing to the Dolphins. So in my away, I have them winning the Bears, losing to the Lions, the Rams, winning against the Vikings, the Patriots, the Saints, losing to the Jets, and losing to the Bucks.
And did you just say the Pats? You think they're going to take one from the Pats?
I do think they're going to take one from the Pats.
Okay. And it seems like we both agreed on our first placers. I went with the Lions at 15-2, and their only two losses that I have them at is the Bills, and then I do have them being upset by the Falcons.
I had them losing against the Falcons, but I have them at 14-3.
I have them losing against the Falcons too. They got upset by the Falcons.
No, I said I don't have them losing against the Falcons.
Oh, okay.
I have them winning every game at home. And for away, I have them beating the Cardinals, beating the Falcons, losing to the Bills, beating the Panthers, the Bears. I have them losing to the Packers, and my hot take is losing to the Dolphins, beating the Vikings.
Ooh. So we both had a hot take for the Lions.
I do. I genuinely think that the Dolphins' speed is going to kill the Lions' secondary, where they are lacking in speed.
Yeah. But they're going to be able to shut down Devon Achane. They do have a very good downhill group.
For sure. I feel like the Dolphins, when they fix their quarterback problems, which they're going to have to, they're gonna smoke the Lions secondary.
All right. So we're going to move on to the NFC South, which I have as the worst division in the NFC. It's
Yeah.
the Bucks, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints.
All right, who do you have in last?
And last,
Sorry.
I have the Saints at 3
Really?
and 15.
Wow. Okay, and last place I have the Panthers. Do you want to go ahead and give me your win-loss?
Okay, for the Saints, their 3 wins that they have, I have them beating the Panthers, beating the Cardinals, and beating the Browns.
Okay.
The only reason I had the Saints this low is, yes, they have a superstar receiver. Yes, they have a rookie quarterback, but he's, like I said, it's his second year. Got to give him time to develop. But I could be wrong. They could turn it around and blow this up in my face. But I don't see them beating the Steelers, the Bears, the Lions, Bengals, the Ravens. I don't see them
Definitely
beating the
don't.
Falcons twice or the Bucks twice. I don't see it.
I definitely don't have them beating my Steelers.
I also don't
my
have them beating
Steelers.
my Raiders. But
So in last, I got the Panthers with their only 3 wins coming at home. I have them beating. Now, you ready for this one? I have them beating the Bears.
oh,
I have them beating the Broncos. And I have them beating the Seahawks.
that's a hot take with the Broncos.
Strictly on mismatches, though.
Okay.
And then losing every away game, in Panther style. Anyway, who do you have in your third?
In my third, I have the Panthers.
And I
And
have the Saints.
switched it up right there.
Pretty
And the
much,
crazy shit about the Panthers, I also have them beating the Broncos.
Mhm.
That was my upset in this division, was
Yep.
an upset game against the Panthers and Broncos. Nobody's going to picture the Panthers beating them, but
No,
I
they're
see
not.
it.
I also see it, obviously.
The other 4 games I have them winning. I have them taking 1 from the Falcons, beating the Saints 1 time, beating the Broncos, beating the Vikings, and beating the Browns.
I just don't see a world in where the Panthers beat the Falcons.
You know?
I just no, I don't. I really don't. Not offensively and not defensively. Like I genuinely don't.
Have you met Tech McMillan?
Of course. Have you met
Is it-
Bijan Robinson, Drake London? Like,
Yeah,
come
you're
on
right.
now. Turn me up.
I see him
Anyway.
taking it, though. I see an upset.
Nah, I can't get behind that. Not gonna lie. Now, my third place is the Saints, going 7-10.
Whoa, big
Um,
jump.
So I have them losing to the Falcons at home, beating the Panthers, losing to the Bucks, beating the Cardinals, the Browns, losing to the Packers, beating the shit out of the Raiders,
Hey.
beating the Vikings, losing to the Steelers. And my away games, I have them winning 1 against the Falcons, winning against the Panthers, a loss to the Bucks, the Ravens, the Bears, the Bengals, the Lions, and then beating the Giants for their last win of the season.
We are complete solar opposites about the Saints, because you think they're
Yeah.
going to win a lot of games, and I
do.
don't.
All right, who's your
All right,
second place, bud?
In my second place, I have the Atlanta Falcons. You know that guy
I also-
Bijan, that guy
Yep.
Drake London, but I have them going 8-9.
I also have the Falcons, but I have them going 7-10, the same as the Saints.
Wow. So I got them beating the Panthers once, beating the Saints both games, splitting it with the Bucks, losing to this was the upset I had of the Lions, beating the
Okay.
Lions,
Mhm.
beating the Packers, beating the Commanders, and beating the Browns. And then they have a very tough schedule over here for losses,
do.
which is easy for them to take these. They got the 49ers, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Bears, and then you throw the Vikings in there.
You got the
I gave
you
the
got the
Vikings 1
Lion,
win.
you got the Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! All right.
So who you got them going with?
So for my 7-10 Falcons, second place NFC South winners, I got them beating the Panthers at home, beating the Saints at home, beating the Bucks at home, losing to the Ravens, beating the Bears. I know, crazy. Losing to the Bengals, losing to the Lions, the Chiefs, the 49ers. And for my away, I have them beating the Panthers, beating the Browns, losing to the Packers, beating the Vikings, losing to the Saints, Steelers, the Bucks, and then finally beating the Commanders.
All right, number 1. My number 1 is your number 1. We got the Bucks, but
Yes,
I
we
got
do.
them going 9-8. They just
I
barely
also have
scraped
them
the
going
positive.
9-8.
Like I said, I have this as the worst division.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I think
as of right
overall I have
now,
it as the worst.
of the NFC, this is the worst division, most definitely. So for the Bucks, I have them having 9 wins, 2 against the Saints, 2 against the Panthers. I have 1 win against the Falcons, and then I have them beating the Vikings, the Browns. I have them beating your Steelers, and then the Bears. I have them losing against the Falcons once, and then the Packers, Chargers, Lions, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens, Rams. That is a crazy fucking line of teams they have to play.
No, it definitely is. You ready for my 9 and 8 Bucks?
Yep.
So at home, I have them losing to the Falcons, beating the Panthers, beating the Saints, the Browns, losing to the Packers, beating the Chargers, the Rams, the Vikings, and losing to the Steelers. Away, I have a loss to the Falcons, a win to the Panthers, a loss to the Saints, Ravens, a win against the Bears, a loss against the Bengals, a win against the Cowboys, and finally a loss to the Lions to end the season.
And Lions are going to be dangerous, I feel.
Yes, they are.
So we're going to move on to the NFC East, otherwise known as the NFC Least. At my number 4, this is going to make a lot of people mad, but it makes sense. I have the Commanders at number 4, only winning 2 games, going 2-15.
Okay, and my 4, I have the Giants.
All right, so for the Commanders, the 2 wins that they have, I have them beating the Giants and the Titans. That's it.
Wow.
For them to lose,
All right.
I have them losing twice against the Cowboys, twice against the Eagles, losing 1 to the Giants, and then you got the Rams, the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Texans, the Colts, the Jags, the Bengals, the 49ers, and 2 upsets because everybody thinks these teams suck, Cardinals and Vikings.
So for my 4 and 13 Giants, I have them at home losing to the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, beating the Cardinals, losing to the Browns, the Jaguars, beating the Saints, losing to the 49ers, and finally for their home stretch, beating the Titans. My away games, I have basically every week's a loss until they play the Colts for their last win of the season. So that includes the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Lions, the Rams, and then the Seahawks for their loss in the away category.
All right, well, my number 3 is the Giants.
Mine is the Cowboys.
Whoa, I have the Giants at 7-10.
Ooh, I have the Cowboys at 8-9. Another disappointing season.
Oof. So for my Giants, 7 wins. We got the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, the Texans, and the Colts. And for the losses, we have them. Commanders, 2 losses to the Cowboys, 2 losses to the Eagles, 49ers, Jags, Rams, Seahawks, Lions. They do have a tough schedule, but I do see them being better with Scatterboo coming back. They got Jackson Dart. They're going to have Malik Neighbors come back. So I truly see that offense doing a lot better. And they do have a high draft pick.
That is also true. So for my Cowboys, like I said, I have them 8-9. I have a home win against the Eagles. I have a win against the Commanders, the Giants, a loss to the Jaguars, a win to the Titans, a loss to the Ravens, a win against the Cardinals, a loss to the 49ers, and a win against the Bucks. For my away, I have a loss to the Eagles, a win against the Commanders, a win against the Giants, a loss to the Packers, a win against the Texans and Colts, and then a loss against the Seahawks and Rams for the final game of the season.
Damn. So
Number 2?
I got the Cowboys, 11-6.
I got the Commanders.
I think the Cowboys are going to do better this season. I think they're going to have a chance in the playoffs sitting at 11-6.
I got the Commanders at 9-8.
9-8? Damn, you got this division getting cooked too.
I do.
So for the 6 losses I have for the Cowboys is 1 loss to the Eagles, 49ers, the Jags, the Rams, the Seahawks, and I think the Texans take 1.
Okay.
And then, of course, beating the Giants twice, beating the Eagles at home, same as you, beating the Commanders both times, beating the Cardinals, the Bucks, the Titans, the Packers, and the Colts, and then I have an upset of the Cowboys beating the Ravens.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a toss-up. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But that also depends on injuries too, you know.
Offense is cooked. If they fix their defense, man, they're deadly.
So for the Commanders at 9-8, like I said, I have an at-home loss to the Cowboys, a win against the Giants, a loss against the Eagles, a win against the Falcons, a loss against the Bengals, a win against the Texans, the Colts, and then a loss against the Rams and the Seahawks at home. For my away, I have a win against the Cowboys, a Giants win, an Eagles loss, a Cardinals win, a Jaguars loss, a Vikings win, a 49ers loss, and then finally a Titans win.
Seems again, though, we both agreed on who's number 1 in the division. I have the Eagles.
I have the Eagles.
I'm still confident in the Eagles. I have them winning 13 games and only losing 4.
I have them at 12-5, but I do have in my note, I do think they have the strongest roster in the division.
I agree with that. Like, all around, yes, the strongest roster, but I think the Cowboys have a better offense.
I mean, iffy. But we'll get into that, too, on a different day,
All right, so the 4 games I have the Eagles losing to is 1 to the Cowboys. I got them losing to the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Jaguars.
Interesting.
And I have them beating the Cowboys, beating the Giants twice, beating the Commanders twice, beating the Panthers, Texans, Colts, Cardinals, 49ers, Bears, Titans, and I also have them beating your baby Steelers.
So, for my 12-5, my 5 losses are a loss to the Rams at home and a loss to the Steelers at home. Now, I have an away loss to the Cowboys, a Jaguars loss, and a 49ers loss. My wins are Cowboys twice. Cowboys once, sorry, so 1 and 2. Giants twice, Commanders twice, Panthers, Texans, Colts, Seahawks, Giants, I already said those. The Cardinals, the Bears, and then the Titans for the final game of the season as wins.
All right. I mean, I feel like you're dick riding your Steelers a little bit, but it's okay.
I don't. When we get there, you'll see the record I got them as also.
All right, we have now the NFC West, which I have as the best division, which I think everybody else will agree with us on that.
Yeah, of course.
In last place, I have the poor old Cardinals sitting at 2-15.
I also have the Cardinals, but I have them at 6-11.
I have them winning 2 games. The Commanders
I heard.
and the Jets.
Oh,
I don't see them beating anybody else on this lineup. Besides, it's a toss-up between the Saints. It's a toss-up between the Raiders. And that's about pretty much it. But I give them a 2-15 record.
All right, we're gonna see your faces. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So at home, I have them beating the Broncos, the Raiders, the Jets, the Commanders, and away I have them beating the Saints and the Giants.
You have no faith in my Raiders.
No, I do not. And then I have a loss at home against the Lions, the Rams, the Eagles, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and away a loss to the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. Basically all the big name teams,
Yeah. Why do you hate on my Raiders, man?
What have they shown me to make me otherwise,
All right. We'll debate about shit like that later on.
They're coming up.
Number 3, I have the 49ers sitting at 9-8.
Wow. Okay. I have the Seahawks.
Whoa, the Super Bowl champions?
At 10-7, yeah.
So we'll go over who I have the 49ers winning against. We got them winning both games against Cardinals, Seahawks, Commanders, Vikings, Broncos, Raiders, Dolphins, and Falcons. And I have them losing both games against the Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Chiefs, and Chargers. Because the Chiefs and the Chargers, I believe they play at home, if I'm not wrong. Right? Yeah, so I have the Chiefs and the Chargers beating the 49ers at their respective homes.
I have the Seahawks at 10-7 with a win against the Cardinals, a loss to the Rams, a loss to the 49ers, a win against the Bears, the Cowboys, a loss against the Chiefs, a win against the Chargers, the Patriots, and then the Giants. And then my away games, I have another win against the Cardinals because the Cardinals suck. A win, a loss at the Rams, a loss for the 49ers, a win for the Panthers, a loss for the Broncos. I have them beating the shit out of the Raiders, a loss for the at the Eagles, and then a win at the Commanders.
You didn't have to add beat the shit out of them, all right?
I do.
It's at our home. We in Vegas. All right, at number 2, I have the Seahawks at 14-3.
I have the Rams also at 10-7.
Whoa. Oh, man, that's crazy. All right. So, for the Seahawks, I have them losing 3 games, and they're going to lose 1 to the 49ers. They're going to lose 1 to the Rams, and then they're going to lose to the Chiefs because it's the Chiefs. And by that time, Mr. Mahomes is going to be back. So, but I have them winning both against the Cardinals, 1-1 for the 49ers and Rams. I have them beating the Eagles, the Commanders, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Pats, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Bears.
Ricka, Slim Shady. All right. So for the Rams, I got for the home, I got wins against the Cardinals, a loss against the 49ers, a win against the Seahawks, a loss to the Bills, a Cowboys win, a Packers win, a loss to the Chiefs, a Chargers win, and then a Giants win. For my away, I have a Cardinals win, so they swept them. A win against the Broncos, beating the shit out of the Raiders. A loss to the 49ers, a loss to the Eagles, a loss to the Seahawks, a win against the Commanders, and the Buccaneers. Hey, if you can't tell my trend, it's fuck the Raiders all 2026.
He's just a D1 hater, bro. I'm ready for him to tell me the Raiders record at like 4-13, and we're gonna win one more game.
That's all right. I can't wait for the Steelers to be a round one exit. So.
All right. And for the number one, I'm gonna let you go first because this is my hottest take all year. That's probably gonna be said.
Okay, so first I got the 49ers at 13-4.
That's a hot take on itself, right there. Honestly.
Yeah, it is. So at home, I have a win against the Cardinals, the Broncos beating the shit out of the Raiders, a win against the Rams, a win against the Dolphins, the Vikings, a loss to the Eagles because it's the Eagles, a win against the Seahawks, the Commanders, and away I have a win against the Cardinals, a win against the Falcons, a win against the Cowboys, a loss to the Chiefs because Andy Reid and his Chiefs, a win against the Chargers, a loss to the Rams, a win against the Giants, and a loss to the Seahawks to end the season because they're gonna pull their starters.
All right. So you ready for this one?
Yeah.
I have the Rams at number one, going 16-1.
Wow.
Only losing one game. And the one game they're going to lose to is the Seahawks.
Okay.
They're going to split it 1-1. I have them beating literally everybody else on their schedule. I think personally the Rams are one of the hottest teams out. They got two fucking superstar receivers. They got a good running back, elite running back, shall I say. And then they have Matthew Stafford, just won MVP. I see.
I think you're blowing smoke out of your ass. I think you're taking the hype from, the past and you're putting it to a new year when you're not even taking into account, future stars that are going to be coming into the league and et cetera, et cetera. You could have future Bijan Robinsons or Cam Scatterbo's, he's great.
And hence why this is called way too early predictions, because we're way too early. We don't know what's going to happen. All we got is last year.
But I'm taking into consideration still, the future.
Right, so the 7 teams that I have going to the playoffs from the NFC side is the Lions because they won a division, the Bucks because they won a division, the Eagles and the Rams both because they won a division, and we got 3 more we got to fill up, and I have the Cowboys at 11-6, the Seahawks at 14-3, and the 49ers scrape by at 9-8.
So for my wild card weekend, I got the 49ers against the Rams. 49ers, beating the shit out of them. Falcons against the Packers, and the Packers win. My divisional rounds, are the Lions 49ers, the winner 49ers. The Eagles versus the Packers, and the winner's the Eagles. And then my NFC Championship, I got the 49ers going against the Eagles for the 49ers to take it.
So you think the 49ers making it to the Super Bowl?
I do.
I got the Rams going to the Super Bowl.
That's all right. That's what the point of this is, So at the end of the year, I can use these clips to talk a lot of shit.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on to the AFC, and we'll go from there. All right, for the first team of the AFC, we are going to do the AFC North. So, who do you have in last, my good sir?
The Browns. We punt.
I have the Browns in last two going 1-16.
Jesus Christ, I got them going 6-11. Who do you have the Browns only win against?
The only win I have the Browns going is the Jets. Everybody else they are going to lose to, and I don't feel like reading this list, so you guys can look because they're losing to everybody but the Jets.
Gotcha. So I got them winning against Atlanta, Carolina, New York Giants, the New York Jets, Tennessee, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's fucking crazy. You're a hater, dude.
And then I got my projected losses, of course, against the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Ravens again, the Bengals again, Steelers again, the Jaguars, New Orleans, the Saints, and the Buccaneers for a solid season of.
Third place, I have the Steelers at 11-6.
Oh, you're a fucking hater.
Y'all are 11-6.
I got them going 10-7.
Who do you got them beating? Who you got them losing to?
Well, we'll go with losses. I got them losing to the Ravens, both games this year, actually. Both Cincinnati games, Cleveland, the Patriots, and Philly.
I have the Steelers losing to the Ravens once, the Bengals once. They're going to sweep the Browns, and then they're going to lose to the Jags, the Bucks, the Pats, and the Eagles. And they are going to beat the Saints, the Titans, the Texans, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Broncos. Who do you have at number 2?
Then I got the Bengals, 11-6.
I have the Ravens at number 2, also at 11-6, tied with the Steelers.
I got the Bengals losing to the Ravens twice, the Chiefs, the Commanders, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay.
I have the Ravens losing to the Bengals twice, the Jags, losing one to the Steelers, losing to the Bills, and losing to the Cowboys. Again, sweeping the Browns.
I got the Ravens at 12-5 for number 1.
For my number 1, I have the Bengals at 15-2. I only see them losing 2 games. I see them dropping off to the Steelers once and to the Texans. The Texans are going to make an upset and beat the Bengals.
I got Dallas, Buffalo, Atlanta, and Pitt.
All right. We are going to move to the NFC South now.
AFC South.
AFC South. The team I have in last place for the AFC South is the Titans, sitting at 5-12.
Really? I got them at 3-14.
Okay, I have them beating the Texans, the Colts, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Jets.
Shut up. All right, you know what? It's fine. I got them beating the Raiders, the Lions, and the Giants.
At number 3, I have the Colts sitting at a nice 6-11.
I also have the Colts.
We mainly agreed on this one.
I got them at 7-10.
The 6 games the Colts are going to win. They're going to pick one up against the Texans. They're going to manage an upset against the Jags. Then they're going to beat the Titans, the Browns, the Commanders, and the Vikings.
Okay. So just some of my projected wins. I got them. I actually got them beating the Vikings. I got them taking a game in Houston. I got them beating the Cleveland Browns.
For number 2, who you got at number 2?
Number 2 would be the Jaguars, 9-8.
9-8. I have the Texans at 7-10. Okay. I do also have an upset that the Texans are going to take here, and I believe they're going to upset the Bengals, and they're also going to upset the Cowboys.
Okay. So for my Jaguars, my losses, I got them, the Ravens, the Patriots, the Eagles, Pittsburgh, Dallas, and the Giants.
And for number 1, I have Jacksonville sitting at 14-3.
I got the Texans at 10-7.
I have the Jags losing only 3 games. They're going to lose one to the Colts. They're going to lose one to the Bengals, and they're going to lose one to the Broncos.
I got them, winning in Indy. I got them winning in Jacksonville, Tennessee, Cleveland, against the New York Giants, in Green Bay, and Washington, Cincinnati, and Los Angeles.
All right, we're going to move on to the AFC East. I have the Jets in last place, sitting at a nice 1-16 with the Browns.
Now, you're going to think I'm crazy.
Who you got in last?
The Patriots.
Whoa. Hot take. Hold on. Who you got?
I got them at 5-12.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah.
So I got them losing to the Bills. I got them losing to the Dolphins. I got them losing to the Jets and Denver and Green Bay and KC and Los Angeles and Seattle.
You got the Pats losing to the Jets.
I do. I think that's my my hot take.
Oh my. Oh. All right, we're going to move on. In third place, I got the Dolphins sitting at 5-12.
Wow, I got the Jets, obviously, at 8-9.
8? You're giving them 8 wins? I want to hear the 8 wins you gave the Jets.
So I got them. We'll start with Las Vegas, Tennessee, Arizona, Detroit, and Chicago.
And the Pats.
Yeah, and the Pats.
So I got Dolphins at 5-12, and I have the Dolphins actually picking up a game against the Pats, beating the Jets, beating the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Colts.
All right,
And
I got the Dolphins next at 9-8.
you got the Dolphins at 3 at 9-8. I have the
9-8.
Pats. I have the Pats at 2 at 9-8.
So I got some of their wins against, the Jets, New England, Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis, and the Las Vegas, the Raiders.
This guy's a D1 hater, bro. He's gonna have us at like
I'm
2.
not,
This is crazy work.
I'm not a D1 hater, I promise.
All right, I have the Pats beating the Dolphins once, losing to them once, beating the Jets both times, beating the Broncos, beating the Packers, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Chargers, and the Bears. I think the Raiders are gonna just do what they did last year again.
Play like shit.
No, beat them.
And number 1, I got the Buffalo Bills at 12-5.
I have Buffalo sitting at 16-1.
Yeah, I think you're putting too much expectation into some of these teams with 16 wins. They're gonna play out. They're gonna fizzle.
I don't know. I don't see them really losing any games against the Dolphins, any games against the Jets. The hardest games that they have that could go either way, they have the Lions, they have the Ravens, and they have the Chiefs. Other than that, they're gonna beat the Chargers. They're gonna beat Denver. They're gonna beat the Packers. They're gonna beat the Raiders. They're gonna beat the Vikings, Texans, and Bears. Those are easy wins for them.
Right. So I got my losses at the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Broncos, the Packers, and the Rams.
I have them losing to the Rams.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, man. I think you're putting too much confidence in them.
We'll see. Now we're going to go on to the AFC West, which is the best division in NFL. I'm just kidding. But, my Raiders are in here. Sitting at number 4, I have the Chargers.
The Raiders!
I have the Chargers at 7-10.
I got the Raiders at 5-12.
This fucking guy, he's a D1 hater. How are you going to hate on the Raiders, bro? We got Bowers, we got Genty, we got goddamn fucking Jack Beck. We got all these receivers that are in their second year. We're about to have the number 1 pick of the draft. We got rookies all over the defense. We have $100 million, damn near $100 million cap space.
So
Max Crosby.
Answer me something. You don't have Max Crosby for very long, don't worry.
Yes, we do. He's not going nowhere.
How do you get the number 1 draft pick?
Because we fucking sucked. We had Geno Smith at quarterback.
So, if you think you're going to turn that around...
It's hard to perform with a quarterback that can't even see his other team. Like,
well,
he sees everybody at the same.
It's also hard to perform with the bottom 36 defense, but
We did not have the last place defense. We had the last place offense.
Okay, dude. Anyway, we'll see. But I got them beating the Titans. I got them beating, New Orleans, Arizona, the Rams, and the Jets.
So the Chargers, the 7 wins I gave the Chargers, I said they're going to split with the Broncos and the Raiders. They're going to lose both to the Chiefs. Then they're going to pick up a win against the Jets, the Cardinals, the Texans, and the Bucks. And then they're going to have an upset against the 49ers.
All right, and we're going into third. So who you got?
I have the Broncos also at 7-10.
I got the Broncos at 8-9.
The 7 wins I gave them, they're going to split one with all 3 of their divisional opponents, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders. Then they're going to beat the Dolphins. They're going to upset the Jags. They're going to beat the Cardinals, and they're going to beat the Jets.
Okay, well, I got them beating the Raiders, Arizona. The Panthers, Jets. I got them beating the Steelers once.
In second place, I have the Raiders sitting at 10-7.
Yeah, you're insane. I got the Chargers at 8-9.
I believe in the turnaround. I have them
you also
again.
lead last year, and they just didn't perform.
I have them again splitting with the Broncos, splitting with the Chiefs, and splitting with the Chargers. I have them losing to the Bills, the Rams, Seattle, and 49ers. The rest, I don't really see competitiveness in the Dolphins, the Titans, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Browns, and the Saints. That's an easy schedule.
All right, well, we'll see.
One of the easiest schedules we've had in years.
Some of my wins, not all of them, but I got them beating the Cardinals, the Rams, the Dolphins, and I actually have the Chargers pulling off something against the Buccaneers too.
And of course, number 1, goddamn Patrick Mahomes and his Chiefs are gonna drop 12-5.
I did 13-4.
Yeah, I can guess what you did. But my losses against the Chiefs are Broncos, Bills, Rams, Bengals, and they're gonna drop one for the Raiders like they do every year.
Well, I actually, don't believe they're gonna lose to the Raiders at all. Some of my wins are Indiana and, New England. I got New York Jets. I got Arizona, Los Angeles, beating the shit out of Las Vegas, Denver, Atlanta, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Miami, Los Angeles Rams, and Seattle, of course.
I have them beating Seattle as well.
Yeah. Hey,
So
that's what I got, man.
the 7 teams that I have for the playoffs. The Bills are going to get the bye, sitting at 16-1. The Bengals are the number 2 seed. The Jags are the number 3 seed. The Chiefs are the number 4. Ravens at 5. Steelers at 6. And Raiders 10-7. Get into it barely.
So my divisional winners are going to be the Chiefs at 13-4, the Bills at 12-5, the Ravens at 12-5, and the Texans at 10-7. My wild cards are going to be the Bengals at 11-6, Steelers at 10-7, Dolphins at 9-8. The first outs are going to be the Jaguar 9-8 tiebreaker loss, and the Chargers 8-9.
Who do you have taking it all the way?
So my AFC Championship is going to be the Chiefs versus the Ravens. I still have the Chiefs taking it, though.
I have the Bengals on the AFC side making it back to the Super Bowl to play the Los Angeles Rams. That is my big, bold Super Bowl prediction.
Wow.
Rams.
Well, I still have it the same with the Chiefs coming out on top.
You have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl?
I do have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year. As long as everyone stays healthy. This is no injuries, you know what I mean?
I have Joe Burr and the Bengals. I got him taking his first Super Bowl. He deserves it, and I believe if he stays healthy, as long as Jamar Chase stays healthy, and they make some great defensive pickups this offseason, they can win it all. That was me and Jaden's record predictions for the 2026. The way too early record predictions. We're gonna come back in the end of the season and see how we did here.
We're gonna talk a lot of shit.
See how off we were. See how correct some of us were.
Fun.
You got anything else to say?
Good fucking luck, cause that was a lot. Not gonna lie.
We have a lot of upsets, a lot of bold claims from both sides.
A lot of contradictions.
All right, well, this is Logan signing off. Co-host over here, Jaeden signing off. We'll see you guys next time. Go Raiders.